I was arrested.
Tell me about that.
Well, it's pretty simple. We were peacefully protesting one night, and we were walking downtown, and a drunken man came out of a bar and attacked two females, literally knocking them out. He was drunk.
You meant he's like punching them out?
Punching them out, yes. We seen the gentleman earlier on his motorcycle. He stopped on his motorcycle earlier during the day, and he said a bunch of like, White Lives Matter, and you guys got everything you want. Like, we don't even know this guy. So he goes by, and a couple hours later, we get distressing calls like something's going on. Same guy got kicked out of the social, got kicked out of another bar, verbally assaulting, and then he's in their faces, and then he starts attacking them. And me being a leader, we tried to de-escalate the situation, because what was so strange about this is the police had been following us all night. I think the sergeant at the time was Eric J. Surveilling us all night. But magically, when these girls are getting their heads bashed in, they're nowhere to be found.
That is so sad.
So I step in, trying to de-escalate, pull the gentleman off of the young lady. And what do you know? Here are the police. They're finally here. And they run on scene. They pull the guy apart, put him on the ground, put the victim on the ground, and so I'm like, we're trying to calm down because it's very traumatic. We're being attacked. It seemed to be getting worse and worse. The previous week, a gun was pulled on us, literally right in front of City Hall,
which is where we're in right now.
Right now, a man had a gun in his pocket, holding a mugshot of me, and we had it on video. We showed it to the chief of police at the time. We showed it to his lieutenants. They couldn't go and arrest him right then and there. They needed to send it to the state attorney's office and have them follow up. We don't even know if the guy ever got arrested.
Do you feel like, even during these protests, it looks like you were targeted, and I don't want to assume that, but did it feel that way?
It did feel that way, because everywhere we moved, Eric J. was not far behind, or whoever else they had surveilling us that day.
So you were talking about this protest. Two women get knocked out, get punched.
And punched.
The officers, you were helping a woman up, or trying to separate,
the guy from landing another blow on her, and then the officers finally get there, and they run up on scene, pull the guy off.
Great.
And the victim on the ground, who was one of our security guards, had a concealed permit, right, on her, which she did not discharge at all. Could have, according to the Florida Stand Your Ground law, but we are peaceful. Never discharged her weapon. It was still on her hip. The officer at the said time sees her weapon and totally forgets about the guy who knocked her out. He grabs her weapon off of her hip and starts yelling in his thing, gun, 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 totally escalating the situation. Then shortly after that, he grabs it, backs up with it, almost puts it on the ground next to the perpetrator. I kid you not. It's all on film. And then shortly after that, more cops arrive. It's everywhere. Everybody's there. The next thing you know, this is the craziest part. I see that the scene is secured. So at that part, I was tussling with the guy. So I'm trying to pull my britches up. I don't want my pants to fall down. It's embarrassing. And all of a sudden, I'm turning in the opposite direction, looking down the street. Someone grabs me. Turn around, it's this officer. What are you grabbing me for? What are you doing? I said, I was playing with my pants. He grabbed me and then just let me go and walked away. Never said a word to me. A week later, I'm peacefully protesting, and the same girl who got knocked out, they grabbed her gun, they said they found a handcuff key on her at the time, right? Very weird. But she says, that's not mine, it must be one of yours. They said, yes it is. But we'll refer the charges to the state attorney. They arrested her a week later. Her family contacts us and said, we're worried, we don't know where she is. She's a trans woman, something, we're worried. So we said, okay, well, hey, maybe we hope it's not bad, but we'll go to the police station, ask them, maybe they might know. Pull up there, there's something going on there, lights, camera, action, everybody's there. And all of a sudden, my Caucasian friend Rachel says to me and her husband, Marlowe, something's not right. I just heard them say, get the black guy.